breakfast of champions. Red Bull, a Jack Link's jerky stick, 23 grams of protein. This button here. Ah. Check it out. I can see again. The ultimate end game goal that I'm trying to get accomplished here is I want this pad to go probably another 20 or 30 feet that way and come over and mold up against the hillside here. And I want to dig back this way up to maybe about that red stake or just a little bit past it so I can slope the hillside down into this feature pad. Now what I'm trying to do here is where the excavator's at, I'm kind of trying to hold that as my grade. Now I want that grade to run all the way through here and up in and tie up into the road going up top. Ultimately what my goal is, I want to build a throw up like a pole building or something up here for right now to store hay in, and you know, park the tractor, park the brown pickup because it's the farm truck, and you know, to put hay up in and maybe even firewood, because it's really crowded down there in that area of our driveway. And my other goal is I want to do something over there at that area where the grain truck and the garden and all that is. I want to make that more of a parking area too for, you know, if we get a dump truck or even if we get a semi truck with a flatbed to haul hay on or any of that kind of thing. I want this up here to be storage and I want that down there to be parking for bigger vehicles. So the story with the barn was that when we first bought the place, what was left of it was like a lean-to right here. So we made do with what we could, but this back wall was real open, and so it wasn't really, it didn't keep the weather out. It rained hardcore inside of it, and then we noticed that the barn was really starting to sag every time when I'm trying to talk. Anyway, we noticed the barn was really starting to sag, and you'll notice stuff like this right here. This right here is the old foundation, and it was coming apart real bad. So we I had another opportunity to, like, can you see it right there? I don't know if you can see him right up in there. We got 2 gold eagles that live here, and man, he's huge. He's up there harassing the deer right now. Is that a gold eagle? That's a bald eagle. No, that's the gold eagle. I don't know if you can see him up against them deer. Holy crap, he's massive. He just tried to take off with a deer. Good God. I wish I had the ability to zoom in on this camera because that was pretty freaking cool. Right up there on that hill, right there, there's a the gold eagle, and he's chasing deer around. He's every bit the size of one of them deer. My God. I'm gonna have to tell Randy to stay inside because he'll take off with her. Holy shnikes. I don't know if you can see him up there now. He's framed. Look at that. How big he is. That's a scary bird. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. I got to come back up here because we were burning up here, and there was a video that we made. It was called Barn Destruction. And I had one day to get this torn down and as much of it burned up as I could before the weather moved in. And the next day I was gonna try and burn some more, but the next day we got a windstorm in here that was just gnarly. I mean gnarly, and holy crap, somebody is smoking some good weed. Oh. Whew. Oh, I got stoned and there ain't anybody within 300 feet smoking. Jesus. It might be the skunk underneath. There's a skunk lives underneath this shed. Oh. Anyway, so what I need to do is I need to come up here and I want to try and get the concrete busted up as best as possible, as well as kind of get some more of the wood and the concrete sorted out and get this to where I can really start to clean it and where it's really, for the most part, cleaned up. And the other thing I need to do is I need to get it cleaned up enough to where I can get up in here with a dump trailer and start loading this metal up to haul it off to the scrap yard. And then what I'm going to do with the concrete is when I get to grade, I'm going to dig a rather large hole and just bury the concrete in it. And then for the most part, just go with that, and then fill the hole back in. The concrete can kind of be like a base. That's the best way of getting rid of concrete. Otherwise, you're paying, so you're hauling it somewhere, you're paying somebody to get rid of it. So I think I'm just gonna quit building on the pad for right now. I got the pad kind of where I really, I'm gonna build a ramp down in here so that when we get a track steer in the neighborhood, I can just swing in here for a day and pick all this wood up, because this wood right here is good wood. There's good wood right there. There's a bunch of good tin that was the roof, and then there's a bunch of good wood up there on that side that I need to get salvaged and put off to the side to save, as well as Randy's locker. And there's a bunch of stuff right there that's good. I gotta get rid of that feeder. I gotta burn it too. But that might be one of them things where when I got a track steer with forks, I can shove it around pretty easy. Or I might just light it on fire right there. I don't know. I'd like to try and save the tin off top of it, but here's the bad part about saving tin. Is they'll end up like our wood shed down there. They put tin up on the roof, which is good, but they didn't plug the holes from the old screws. So when it's pouring down rain, it rains on the inside of your wood shed and gets your firewood all wet. And your hay too. That's where we're storing the hay right now. So that's that. Why do I not get to see this cool? I almost hit an eagle yesterday on my way to the job. Oh, gosh. He was like this on the windshield. I pooped a little. But no, up there, right above the bush on the other side of our fence, there were two does up there. And I thought he was a bald eagle because every time he turned, his tail was what it looked like. But then he just goes like P-51 Mustang, down on top of the deer, and like literally is on this. or surely coming along here. Look this over. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this part of it torn out while the chicken coop's in place. That's definitely a... Huh? Oh. Definitely a rigged together foundation, I'll tell you what. This dirt underneath it has been underneath it for, I don't know, 100 years, maybe? And it's not packed together very well. It's loose. It's just river rock. One of these days I'll explain river rock versus fractured rock, but yeah, this is just powdery, nasty stuff. Hence the reason why the foundation was settling and cracking. But there's no way I'm going to be able to get this torn out with the chicken run being where it's at. So just have to go up here and start working on getting this cleaned up, I think. Find my way up there and dig into that pile and get all the wood over there to the burn area, and then get all the concrete over here to the concrete area, and try and get it as cleaned up as I can. The whole area up here is just soft. That was one of the things I was running into with the excavator when I had it up here last time, is it sunk. I mean, you got 100 years of manure and crap right there. It was softer than heck. I couldn't do anything with it. So, and it was raining. So, see if we can do something different this go around. I reckon. Honestly, like, what they did is they built the foundation and then they just had a bunch of like horse crap or cow crap and straw and hay and wood and God knows what, and just threw it off in here as fill. There's nothing. I mean, you can see that's just from sitting here for a few minutes working over the side. It's, you know, yeah, the excavator will sit on top of it to a certain extent, but out over there, there's a 10-foot high stacked rock wall that was stacked by hand with rocks that aren't very big. If I get out there and all of a sudden there's pressure on it, that wall's gonna fall out, and I'm gonna go for Mr. Toad's wild ride. I don't know what this stuff is. I don't want to go building a building on it. Honestly, I really don't. zero idea what. I mean, it just looks like 100-year-old poop is what it looks like. That hasn't had the opportunity to biodegrade. I honestly don't know about it. I'm gonna keep trying to work my way over towards that fire pile. Let's see if I can't get up over there on the other side of this wood pile here and start grabbing that stuff and getting it to where all the wood is up over there to where it can be burnt when the wind's not blowing, because the wind's starting to pick up. So, I'm gonna work my way that way. And then maybe see about getting some of this other crap laying around here cleaned up. And go from there again. See what kind of hate and discontent we can raise. Do it. Now here we are. I got it fairly well cleaned with the excavator here. It's just gonna be a bunch of little stuff now. I don't know what the heck this is through here, but like I was saying earlier, you kind of gotta watch what you're doing, because there's just all kinds of crap in here. Like I said, when we first bought the place, the barn was already pretty well torn down. It was just, there was a lot of wood laying here. And so I thought that it was just as easy as pull out the wood, stack it up, and burn it. And it just, that wasn't the case. And originally I tried to do this all with the 170. But the guy that was tearing the barn down hadn't got it to a point where, you know, I could really just get in here and go to town with the big machine. So I've been stuck doing it with the little machine ever since. But I think I'm pretty dang close to the point where I need to get the big machine in here again. Yeah, and quit dicking around with this little mini, because it's it can be a backwards battle. So I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of shelve this. I got it picked through and cleaned up as best as I can get it. I'm just gonna shelve this, and then when the wind's not blowing, get that pile there burning again, and then wait until we can get a big machine in here and really do what I want to do in the time it takes me in a lesser amount of time. Because the thing of it is right now I've been at this for about 2.5–3 hours, and I'm just getting to the point where it's borderline clean, you know, where it looks like I actually got a little bit of something taken care of. And when it comes to fighting with that concrete, the machine is almost too small. So it's gonna have to hang out here and let it lay the way it is until we can get in here with the bigger machine and really go to town on it. Anyway, that's that.